Deebo Samuel, back in the Bay Area. He was at the Warriors game last night, sitting courtside next to Jason Verrett, who's on the 49ers. And then like the camera, the Jumbotron caught him, and he like looked up like he was like, oh, like, oh, me. You caught me. Oh,
here I am.
Man. Yeah, I mean, he's like, oh, I didn't want it, but here I am. So loved it.
Didn't want to be seen on courtside seats.
Oh, they found me. Oh, it's terrible. Great. He's back in the Bay. How do you interpret this?
I mean, I have to interpret this positively, right? This is a Deebo Samuel sighting. He's in close proximity to where he needs to be in order to get a deal done. But I also have to question, like, if I'm looking at the dominoes that I interpret needing to fall in order for Deebo to get that deal signed, actually inked, I don't anticipate that Jimmy Garoppolo is going to get moved. It doesn't seem like the 49ers are going to cut anyone or extend Jimmy Ward. So I just wonder how they're going to get that deal done if it's going to be in the near future. Do you get a sense that seeing him makes a deal imminent?
Kinda. Maybe not imminent, but I just feel like it's inevitable. He's acting and moving around like he's a 49er.
Right.
He's acting like he's a 49er. Like, for example, so he's sitting next to Jason Verrett. Not just that. Okay? Stuff goes down between me and Javon this week.
Right.
A bunch of Javon's teammates come to his back, as they should.
They did. Yep.
Who's one of them? Deebo. Acting like a 49er. That's another good sign. To me, when he's not even thinking about it, his instinct is, that's my teammate. I'm a 49er. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a good sign. So it seems to me like everyone's thinking, oh, man, maybe Deebo's just had it with this team, and maybe there's no talk. Like, seems that they'll probably work it out by the end. He wanted his money now. He's not going to get it now, but he's going to get it if he waits 2 more months.
I agree. In the past with contract negotiations, what's your impression of who the players are pissed at when they're pissed in a contract negotiation? Do they direct that at the shield of the organization? Do they direct that at the owner? Do they direct that at the front office? Are they able to, in your experience, in past instances, compartmentalize this? Is this going to continue on for Deebo as something that lingers?
It's a good question. I don't know. I'm not plugged in enough to be able to tell you like how George Kittle really feels after going through this.
Right.
He wouldn't tell me. So I don't know, but it's something to monitor. It seems like it's kind of like opens your eyes to the reality of the situation. You get drafted. Everyone tells you you're great. You think they're going to take care of you. And then you sit down and they tell you what you don't do well. And the negotiating process probably hurts. I mean, if people find me critical, what do you think the team tells them when I can't take money away from players? Teams take money away. You thought you were getting this? Well, let me tell you why we're offering this. That might be tough. That might be tough to hear. So I don't know. On the other hand, maybe if Deebo Samuel gets like $50 million guaranteed or something, he'll be like, you know what? Water under the bridge. We're good. Who knows?
Good.
We're good. Yeah.
I mean, I have to think that as he's driving the new Lamborghini, as he's driving the new Bentley, like it'll start to realize he's like, all right, I forgive you a little bit. Like, yeah.
You said the things, I said some things, and now it's working out. I mean, that's how it should be, right? They're going to give him what he deserves, I would think.
It should, but I will say that in this instance, more than others, it really felt as if the animosity was very real for Deebo Samuel. And so there is a part of me that wonders if it can be completely forgotten. And the hope, in my part, in wanting Deebo to be the teammate that he was and wanting him to be a part of the organization in the same fiery way that he was before, part of me hopes that he's able to, I don't know, direct that at Parag or someone that is just not football side of the operation.
The one thing about the whole thing with Deebo this offseason that's kind of strange to me is it seems like the thing he wanted most, more than anything, was to be paid now. Now.
Right.
That's what his thing. I need it now. Why? It's like, I mean, I don't think it's an issue of amount of money because the Niners have pretty much come out publicly and say, like, we know what it costs. Like, we're going to do it. But like, they're also saying we don't do business like that. We don't do business in March. Like, you're going to have to wait like Kittle did. And I think he's kind of gotten that now. But I don't understand why it was like the timeline was such an issue for him. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, what Deebo did on the field last year was very unique, right? It brought references of Jerry Rice to the table. That gives you a sense of the kind of season that Deebo had. Is it possible that that he wanted to change the way in which the 49ers did business, to be recognized as such a special talent that, yeah, we usually wait until July to get these deals done. Deebo, you're special. You're unique. We're going to make an exception here and show the world that you're a top priority for this team. And that in failing to do so, it felt like a poor reflection on Deebo and didn't recognize the special nature of that season.
That's one interpretation. There are other interpretations.
Sure.
When a person is demanding money now, what other things might go through your head? I mean, I don't need to say it because it's all speculation, but it's strange. And the fact that he's backed off a little bit and says, all right, and I'm in the Bay, we could take the whole summer. That's a good sign. I don't think it's a good sign when someone says, I need all the money right now. Like, why, man? Just chill for 3 months.
Yeah.
Like everyone else. What's going on?
Dude was mansion shopping in Miami, right? Maybe his real estate agent was like, hey, you got to get in the market right now. Get that guaranteed money.
Rates are going up, Deebo. The rates are going up.
Maybe. You know this. You were in the home market.
That's true. All I know is he has he spends a lot. It seems like he spends a lot of money.
Yes, he does have expensive tastes going on.
Not a first round pick. He didn't get that big signing bonus like Ayuk and McGlinchey did.
Yeah.
So,
I respect his choices in vehicles. Any guy who's you put down some serious money on a car, you got my respect.
Anyway, all I was trying to say is that was a concern early in the offseason. Like, why are you so pressed about the timeline? But now it seems like he's not. Sounds like he's cool. Sounds like he knows he's going to get what he deserves. He has to just wait for it for 2 more months. I mean, that's a good thing for all parties involved. It seems like this is probably becoming a non-story.
I believe so. It seems as if cooler heads are prevailing in this situation. And that's what I always wanted, and have to give John Lynch credit for seeing that possibility, because at a period in time in this offseason, it didn't seem like that was going to be a likely outcome for these two parties coming together. John Lynch was patient. John Lynch saw the long game and played it. It seems to be working out. So I got to give him credit, because I certainly criticized how he let it get to that point. I have a side question that's related to what we saw last night with Deebo and JV. Is JV one of the coolest dudes on the team? Are we looking back in the day where Ted Ginn was like the coolest wide receiver in the locker room? I remember you specifically, I think, wrote a story about Ted Ginn, right? That broke down just how sort of obsessed other players were with him because he had that cool factor. I feel like players talk about JV, hang out with Jason Verrett in a way that makes me believe he may be that level of cool.
I would agree. That's a good parallel. A little bit older, been around, been through some things. People definitely respect him. Ted Ginn was a little different. Ted Ginn was a legend in college. I feel like a lot of people kind of looked up to him when they were kids. You know what I mean? They're like, man, I was in middle school watching you tear it up at Ohio State, that kind of thing. But Verrett too. I mean, Verrett, because he wasn't super famous in college. He was at TCU, but he was really good early in his career when he was healthy in San Diego. And I think, again, a lot of his teammates just kind of know his story. And he's a very intense person who's legitimately as good as anyone in his position when healthy. And he's he has this like, not a tragic life, but not tragic. Yeah.
But filled with adversity, a large amount of adversity that he has overcome. Given the cool factor, given the adversity that he's overcome, if he's healthy from a team morale standpoint, does he have to make the 53?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
That seems like
if he's not healthy right away, if they kind of keep him around on like PUP or something and bring him back, he could be healthy mid-season. I mean, if they could get him in November, what an addition at the trade deadline.
Huge reinforcement.